What's going on, Pisces? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the month of August 2024. So in this reading, Pisces, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the month. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and so much more for you regarding the month of August 2024, Pisces. So before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment, Pisces, to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance, Pisces, for taking the time to check this reading out. If this general reading does happen to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Pisces. So without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy and we'll see what's coming your way for the month of August, Pisces. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Pisces. Interesting energy, Pisces. Like overall, I actually feel like this is going to be a pretty smooth month for you. A lot of you, this is going to be a pretty smooth sailing month, full of endless possibilities, and that's really good to see. Out of all the readings I did for August, not to say that it's going to be without any challenges, but I do feel like there's going to be an element of smooth sailing for the most part. But you do have a big choice point in front of you. Like the big card that's standing out to me here is you really questioning what path you want to go down for August 2024, Pisces. The Two of Wands in your overall general energy is really standing out to me about you having to really listen to what spirit and what your heart is trying to tell you about which pathway do you want to go down here, right? You have a safer option behind you and you have a risky option in front of you. And it's almost like you've been walking down a path your whole life, and now you can go this way or you can go this way. But if you just stay there, nothing's going to happen. You're going to have to choose, right? So this is about the freedom of choice. But before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off, Pisces, with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. And these oracle cards contain the energy that you need more of for your own highest good in the month of August, Pisces. And the first one you have is actually endless possibilities. Endless possibilities. So this is about you considering unrealized opportunities that are in front of you. This is about you considering, Pisces, that maybe there's a path opening, or there is a path opening up for you, full of synchronicity and full of, I'm getting even like destiny that you didn't even consider up until August 2024. So there's definitely a new path opening up for you that's going to basically heal you and deliver you a wish fulfillment. This can be like something that is transporting you back to your childhood. I feel like it's a desire that you always had that maybe you feel like you had to like wipe away because the world came in and you had to get practical. You had to, you had to like do everything a certain way. Like we're entering a new time now. Okay, so this is also a card of realizing that what you want wants you to, or for you to have that mentality, for you to adopt the philosophy, Pisces, that the universe wants to give you what you want. And don't play small this month. Don't play small this month. And there's a quote, there's an OG told me one time, the universe reveals its secrets to those who dare to follow their heart. So dare to follow your heart this month, even if you feel like it's going to get you in a little bit of trouble. I'm going to be honest, Pisces, there is an opportunity for you to be devilish this month. There's an opportunity for you to be a little bit naughty this month. As long as you know that it's not going to hurt another person, there's definitely an opportunity for you to like integrate your dark side and to go after something that you always desire, but maybe you thought you would be bad, wrong, guilty for doing so. There's something about allowing endless opportunities for something that you really want and not allowing society's expectations or not allowing the old desire that you have. Oh, this would be my happily ever after. As long as I could get this, I'll be happy. There's something about like not to say that it's like unpure, but there's something about like you realizing that I feel like you kind of, for many of you Pisces, you kind of like writ something off as like, oh, that's like sinful. If I go after that, that's sinful, so I'm not going to do that. But that's like kind of changing now, and like you have an opportunity to go after something that is a little bit like naughty. Not that it has to be naughty in a really like real way, but in a way that you were convinced it was, or in a way that flies in the face of societal expectations, you know, in some sort of way. And that's not going to look what you think it might look like. You know, it could be something that's very personal to you. So just keep that in mind, okay? You have endless opportunities, okay? There's new pathways opening up for you. And this is going to be a month full of synchronicity and the universe guiding you in a direction. You have a lot of extra guidance this month. Speaking of extra guidance, the next energy that you need more of is furried and feathered friends. So this is tapping into your animal spirit guides here, Pisces. Are you aware of what your animal spirit guides are? Are you aware of it? Because when you integrate the energy of your primary animal spirit guide, it gives you like superpowers. For me, I basically had to find out the hard way that my primary animal spirit guide is the eagle. Falca. And so it's about having the objective, taking the high road, right? But for you, you know, this is also doing the best you can in whatever way you feel called to reduce the suffering of animals on the planet, because a lot of Pisces are going to be in those fields, and if you're in that, keep doing what you're doing. But even if you're not, you know, like, this is about reducing the suffering of animals, but it's also about connecting to your own spirit guides and furried friends, okay, in a way that's very powerful. Because an interesting fact about, and some of you won't believe me, some of you just won't believe me, you would have to actually live this out, but did you know that your primary spirit guide can't hurt you? Do you know that they won't hurt you? So like, for example, if you're a surfer and your primary spirit guide is a shark, you may have like an encounter where a shark like bumps you and you're like, I survived a shark attack. No, you were never able to be bitten by the shark because it's your primary spirit guide. So there's something about you tapping into like, really, what is my primary spirit guide or guides, and how can I utilize that energy, and understanding that I can't be hurt by that energy. You know, there's something, or like even like tapping into the power of that animal and using it for whatever it is that you want to create, but also reducing the suffering in the world for animals in general, but tapping into that power of your animal spirit guides. It's like being a little bit of a shaman is what I feel. And then you have, similar to Endless Possibilities, the next card that you have is the Infinite. And this card is reminding you that this is a time of rebirth that appears after challenges, okay? This card usually appears after a challenge that required you to surrender. And this is letting you know, Pisces, that you've had to go through a challenge that kind of made you surrender something. It may have something that you reluctantly surrendered, or for others of you it was like a joyful surrender. But this card appears when it's a time of rebirth, and it's letting you know that blockages have now fallen away, doors are opening, and there are new opportunities to step into now. So stretch your wings and see how far they can reach. You know, this is a time of, there's something recently that happened that caused you to surrender something. And now that you've surrendered something, you can really get back in touch with yourself here. And I feel like it's to go after something that really makes you happy, that other people may... There's definitely something here about you, like when it comes to Endless Possibilities as well. There's something about like a new alliance coming in, or there's something about... something that you're going to do that people around you who have known you, who know your belief system, might think that you're like switching sides, or there's something here about you going after something that's a little bit devilish. Now, here's why I say that. You might be connecting with a Capricorn as well. There's an opportunity to connect with a Capricorn in their big three, sun, moon, rising sign, Capricorn. Your opportunity is the devil here. Okay, and the intuitive message that I'm getting from this, Pisces, is like, it's okay to be a little bit of a diva this month, or it's okay to really investigate, is what I am desiring bad, or is it something that society just told me is bad and I feel shame and guilt and fear because it's what I've been conditioned to feel is bad. I feel like there's something that you've been conditioned to believe is bad that's now coming online that you can actually, it will bring you a lot of joy, as long as it doesn't cause direct pain and suffering to someone else, and it's just something that you desire. This is for you to go after your desires and realize that this life, we incarnated to get a little bit dirty. We incarnated to not be these pure beings. Like, there's definitely something personal to you that you're going to be going after that other people perceive as bad for going after, or you perceive as bad. Not everyone who kisses ass to heaven is going. You know what I mean? Sometimes the true lesson of Christ is to integrate your ego. The true lesson of Christ is to not push away the ego, not to push away your desires, but to integrate the ego. That's why, the true story of Christ is much different than what we've been told. Christ was chilling with the lepers. There was no person on planet Earth that Christ viewed as below them or bad. Christ is about free will and about integrating the dark, not pushing away the dark and being some sort of pure person. That's why the true lesson of Christ is he wasn't chilling with the priest class. He was chilling with the people in the street. He was chilling with everyone because he saw everyone as a part of existence, and what we consider to be dark or wrong are often things that just society makes us do. So there's some sort of real personal desire coming on board that you're going to have to make a choice about. And, it's like, have fun with this, whatever it is. Now, in your challenge, you have the Three of Wands, which has to do with patience and remaining optimistic. It might be hard for you to remain optimistic during this time because you have such a big choice point. Do I go this path or do I go this path? That it's going to be hard for you to remain patient this month, but make sure that, whatever choice that you choose, you are going to have to remain optimistic even if it seems hard to, because I feel like there's some sort of thing that you have the opportunity to choose that's going to make you feel like, well, if I choose this thing that I really want, it's going to trigger me and it's going to trigger other people and it's going to put me into this reality where it's going to be hard to keep the level of happiness that I've had. But sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit. That's really what I get. And it could be really hard for you to have a positive outlook on some sort of dark thing that you're integrating, or something that you're integrating that other people don't get, or something that you're integrating that people don't agree with. Okay, that's what I get. So maybe it's like you're seeing an aspect of reality that you once thought was, I would never do that. You know what I mean? Like, there's even a lot of people that I've been connecting with who are like, listen, young mystic, I'm a Christian, but they get me now. And it's like, we're actually the same. You know what I mean? And even for me, it's like my girlfriend has so many Christian values, and it almost split us up because I was like, what are you doing? But, and then it's like we have all the new age, tarot, and we got the Bible as well. So it's there's something here about maybe something to do with religious things, you're starting to view me, or you're starting to view someone as oh, the autistic mystic calls me a muggle, he's talking crap. No, I'm not talking crap. You know what I mean? It's like a wheel within a wheel, Pisces. Come on, man. Alright. Now, your overall general energy is the Nine of Cups, the Two of Wands, and also the Judgment card here. So you definitely have a big decision to make about whether you're going to go down a riskier path that's going to bring you true happiness and joy, or a safer path. Now, here's what I'm getting is that Spirit's telling you the big message of this. You have the Judgment card. People are going to judge you for whatever you do. Let me summarize this reading real quick for you, Pisces. And by the way, I know I speak forcefully sometimes. I'm just here to remind you of things that you already know. A lot of times I speak as if I'm giving you an epiphany. If I do give you that, great. But for many of you, I want you to know I'm reminding you of things that you already know to be true. And when I say it to you, even if it's like as if you're hearing it for the first time, I'm reminding your soul of what you already know. And that's why it resonates, right? But what I'm telling you here in this reading, Pisces, for the month of August, is that people will judge you for whatever you do. So you might as well be real. If people are going to judge you, whether you try to play it safe or go risky, you might as well go risky if they're going to judge you for playing it safe anyway. You might be trying to avoid judgment by playing it safe, and you're going to be judged just as hard by playing it safe than if you go for the risky thing that's actually going to make you happy. So I feel that this reading and this month is you coming to terms with people are going to judge me no matter what I do. But there's also something about a lot of divine intervention this month, and by the end of the month, you may feel like you're getting a lot of downloads from Spirit, and it's Judgment Day. You know that you're gonna have time to make this decision in August 2024, but then by the end of August 2024, it's Judgment Day, and you're gonna have to. It's go time by the end of the month. Because by the middle of the month, there's going to be so many crazy things happening in the external world and in your personal world. Trust me, the middle 10 days of August, Pisces, is going to be like a whirlwind where you're going to be like, I don't know which way to go now. But by the end 10 days of August, you're going to have enough information to make your choice. And you're going to make your judgment. So I would even say wait. The first 10 days of August, allow yourself to really determine what it is that would make you happy. Allow Spirit to guide you with synchronicity. The middle 10 days of August, kind of just peep around. Go with the flow. Weigh your options. Then by the last 10 days of August, you're going to have to finally make your decision about your lifeline and about potentially choosing something that would make you look bad to yourself or other people that would ultimately make you happy. Because in what you don't see coming, there's a lot of questioning your end goal. There's a lot of questioning what you thought was going to make you happy. For some of you, there's going to be certain standards, certain dreams that you've been sold. You know, it's like keeping up with the Joneses is going away. In what you don't see coming, you have the 10 of Cups, the Page of Swords, and also the 6 of Cups. So in what you don't see coming, you're really going to be questioning, what is my happily ever after? For some of you, you're also going to be questioning the way that you were raised, because the reason I say that is because the 6 of Cups, and it's not to say that like you're having any problems with your family. I don't really sense that for you, but the 6 of Cups has to do with your hometown, your nostalgia, your roots, and your family, and it has to do with your childhood experiences and even past life experiences. And I feel like you're questioning the values that were instilled to you. Not that you're gonna throw them out completely, but I do feel like there's a necessary readjustment. And this is about you realizing that many of you, I'm gonna be honest, many of you Pisces have had your desires squashed out of you because you wanted to look good to your family, or because you had to as a child, and even up until like 18 for many of us. Like, we have to kind of go along with what our family wants us to do, or else we're not getting dinner, like, or else like we're gonna be sent to the authorities. Like, we can't, like, there's a lot of all I'm saying is that there's a lot of desires that you have that were squashed out, that this month you're going to be like, oh wait, actually, I'm not bad for wanting this, even though my family can't accept it. You know, and for some of you, this is going to be about directly related to your own family's shadow. Like, this is going to be about you realizing that, like, the reason why you were being labeled as so bad for wanting to go after something is because it's actually what was already existing within the shadow of a family, or within the shadow of your childhood. Like, it was always there, but you were just gaslit into like feeling like it wasn't there, or like that you were wrong for pointing it out or something. You know what I mean? Something like that. So your ideals are changing, your happily ever after. It's definitely a time for you to reassess your long-term goals of what's going to really make you happy, and not being afraid to push the envelope a little bit, Pisces. Now, You also have in your advice the 8 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and also the 4 of Swords here in your advice. So this is definitely to talk about things. This is about open communication and love. So this is about communication with yourself and other people, to communicate in a loving way. Even if you're not on the same page of someone, like I feel like the advice here, Pisces, that you got to have in order to not create a situation that's quite toxic is to say to everyone in your life, like a mantra that you can live by for August 2024 is, hey, we can disagree and still be friends. We can disagree and still be friends. And if you can't disagree and still be friends, if you can't disagree with someone and they completely disrespect you, well, you're not really in a genuine relationship with them. Then you're a character in their reality and they're dominating you. So it's like, I will accept you the way you are, but you have to accept me the way I am, and we can disagree and still be friends. And if we can't, then this is not authentic and something needs to change, even if it's a loving goodbye, even if it's a loving, hey, I just need some space to reconsider my life because you're not obviously even considering what my desires are. And if you're not going to consider my desires, and if you're going to label me as bad, wrong, shame, guilt me for what I really want, or for this change that I'm making, or something that I really want to do that's coming back on my mind, and if you're going to make me the bad guy for that, I'm not going to stoop to your level and make you the bad guy for thinking I'm the bad guy, but I'm just going to create some space and healing in a loving way. Because this is about communicating with others in a loving way to create peace and stability. There's definitely a lot of love and stability and communication. So make sure that you communicate with others in a loving way, even if you don't agree with them. Because as you go after whatever this is, the devil, as you integrate your dark side and you realize that it's not bad, wrong, you're not going to hell. Because everyone who kisses ass about heaven ain't going. Everyone who kisses ass to God and stuffs away their dark side, they ain't going, dog. So, you know what I mean? Now, there is no heaven or hell. It's just a state of consciousness anyway. But there is... Look, we're not going to get into that right now. I do want to clarify this devil. Why is the devil card here for you, Pisces, in your opportunity? Yeah, something you're going to have to really start from the ground up. Put in the dirty work. The devil is clarified by the Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and also the Ace of Cups here. So, this is the card of synchronicity and magic manifestation. This person has all their ducks in a row. So actually, by following something that you believe is a little bit edgy, the universe will reveal its secrets to you if you dare to follow your heart. Because your heart has to do with your emotions, and it's pulling you in a different direction here. The Ace of Cups has to do with a new emotional beginning. And the Page of Pentacles is like an energy of someone it's their first day on the job. It's like the guppy. It's like the person who's willing to do the dirty work. It's like the person who's like I'm new here. Like, just show me what to do. I'm willing to work my way up the hard way. So I feel like it's related to your desires, or I feel like it's related to like a new path that's opening up to you that is actually going to make you feel really good. It's okay to be a beginner. Like, I feel like there's something new opening up for you that you may be a little bit intimidated by. That, like, whether it's someone actually you're going to be, like, helping, because for some of you that are already in a position of power, there's going to be people coming to you as you actually become more authentic that you're going to, like, take on, and you're going to say, hey, like, let's change this about the world. Let's do this. And there's actually going to be people coming to you kind of, like, show me the ropes, and you will do that for them. Alternatively, though, and even simultaneously for some of you, there's something here about being willing to be a beginner. Even if you're an expert at something, are you humble enough to, like, learn from anyone? Are you humble enough to take inspiration from anything? Are you humble enough to switch a direction and to enter into a field where you're not a master in? Are you able to eat dirt for a while so that you can eventually turn that dirt into gold? there's definitely a new path that's going to require you to be humble, but that path is going to be so full of synchronicity. And then for some of you that have already kind of like made it in life in whatever way, shape, or form that you consider already making it, because a lot of you that watch me already have, then this is about like you allowing new people into that and like changing your direction. Like it's a very exciting time here, but it might feel like it's hard for you to remain optimistic. It's a little bit scary, Pisces, is what I get. Let's clarify this card because it stood out to me at the beginning of the reading, the Two of Wands. In your overall general energy, right, you have this choice point. So let's go ahead and clarify the Two of Wands. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, new line of work. Yeah, this could have to do with money or something physically that you're doing new. There could also be, there's something about you working with new people, or how is this new direction that you're going to move in? How is this new direction that you're going to move in? How is it going to influence your finances? Yeah, some of you are going to be like very afraid that if you go down a path that actually leads to your desire, or like something that God is telling you to do, there's something about like other people being really upset with you about it, or there's something about you worrying, how is it going to influence my finances? There's also something about you worrying about money. But whenever you become your true self, money flows to you when you're doing what you really need to do in life. Like, money is a byproduct of you adding value to the world, and it's really hard to add as much value as you could if you're not actually taking the first step in the direction of something that would add value, even if you're a little bit intimidated because you're already adding value in this other way, and now you want to integrate this new way, and there's just like these changes. So the Two of Cups is clarified by, the Two of Wands, clarified by the Five of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles here. So there's something to do with like emotional distraught energy, like a change in emotions as it relates to your productivity and your sense of physical abundance. This could also have to do with a earth sign woman kind of coming in, or like it doesn't have to be a woman, but there's something about a feminine earthy energy when it comes to productivity and sadness that is like related to this choice point in whatever way that you feel. You can also feel like if you really go down this new path, it's gonna make people sad, but you know what? Like, you can't be responsible for everyone's emotions. You can only be responsible for your own emotions. It's okay to take people as a part of yourself and to understand how your decisions influence people emotionally. That's one thing. But for you to not do something that God is calling you to do, or your spirit guides are calling you to do, just for the sake of someone else's emotional trauma that they refuse to deal with, just to keep the status quo, that's a different story. And for some of you, that's the story that you're dealing with, and for many of you, like, you're going to be labeled as the bad guy, or you're going to have to deal with people emotionally spazzing out on you as you make this new path, as you follow endless opportunities. But I'm telling you, it's going to blow over. Like, whatever new path that you go down, people may be initially really upset. You may feel initially guilty, but I'm telling you, it's just going to work itself out. So make sure you communicate with love and stability. Make sure you don't flip out and create unnecessary drama as you go down this new direction. But I'm telling you, Pisces, this is a very exciting month of endless possibilities. So make sure you actually utilize that. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this reading. I hope that it helped you. I hope you have a great August. I think you will. And I'll talk to you next time, Pisces.